As you continue your practice, supernatural powers will begin to awaken within you, and that's completely normal. They will unfold according to your karma. This doesn't mean they will emerge in the exact order described in textbooks. They will appear according to your natural predispositions. Whatever you're inclined toward will manifest first. Experiences such as clairvoyance, out-of-body travel, dream control, and past life recall are a basic set that will inevitably occur if you're practicing meditation and Kundalini Yoga well. Everyone goes through this. These are the initial siddhis. After that, everything proceeds individually. Starting around the 5th stage, both monks and lay people who reach this level begin to follow the Laya Siddhi program. However, siddhis are not what we start with, because in and of themselves, they are not of inherent value. They develop when we pay attention to them. When we ignore them, they don't develop. I know from experience that my abilities manifest when I'm deeply interested in them. When I direct my awareness towards something, it manifests quickly. But if I'm not interested, I simply disregard it. Likewise, if you have the intention and desire, the corresponding siddhi will manifest. If you lack the desire, it won't manifest, because the emergence of a siddhi depends on the energy of consciousness invested in it. Therefore, the first siddhis to appear will be those into which, due to your natural inclinations, you unconsciously invest your awareness. Ramana Maharshi once said, "Those who possess siddhis desire jnana, wisdom. Those who possess jnana desire nothing." That's why we do not focus on siddhis. For us, they are not a measure of spiritual progress, but rather pleasant flowers along the roadside of enlightenment, sometimes worth picking but never the destination. Nothing compares to the siddhi of mind control. All other siddhis are consequences of it. To tame the restless wild monkey known as the mind is the greatest achievement. One who attains this siddhi is truly the most blessed person. Once in a monastery, a Zen master was giving a sermon in the assembly hall. Among the monks came a layman who was actually a Taoist siddha with the ability to levitate. While floating high in the air, he wrote a message on the monastery wall about attaining immortality and siddhis, intending to impress the monks with his powers. While the master was preaching, he said, "There is someone here who is stealing my teachings." He meant that the man was absorbing them without samaya, a sacred spiritual bond. Then the layman proudly stood up and said, "Through my teachings, I have attained levitation and the ability to live 1,000 years. The master replied, "Even if you live for 1,000 years, you will still be reborn into dead emptiness." He meant that this siddhi is ultimately useless, even if attained at the highest level, unless the nature of the mind is realized and true emptiness is recognized. When the master said this, the Taoist, through his spiritual insight, perceived the immense realization of the master, despite the master lacking such siddhis himself. And so, he became the master's disciple. Compared to realizing the nature of the mind, even great siddhis are not remarkable. The realization of the mind dissolves the I in the absolute, in God. It is the I that cannot imagine itself without the absolute, that sees its purpose, meaning life, song and destiny only in the absolute, that sings not its own songs but only the song of the absolute, that plays not its own games but only the games of God, that follows not its own inner agenda but only God's, that has no personal will but only fulfills the will of God. It is an obedient instrument of the divine, a hollow bamboo flute through which the absolute breathes. That is the greatest of siddhis, union with God, with your higher self.